Welcome back, Halo followers. Today, I want to talk about 343's response to all the outcry, the outrage about Halo Infinite being basically the progression and the customization hot garbage. This is a absolute disaster. Yes, the game is fun. I think everyone's agreeing about that. However, the progression and free-to-play microtransaction setup is just a train wreck. Especially when you look back about a year ago, December 2020, there was a Waypoint blog that some people said was deleted. It is not. I've been able to find it. They said, we're not trying to build a grind machine that burns everyone out. And they said, if someone invests their time or money in the game, they should understand what they're getting, and that'll be worth more than their investment. We don't want to turn free time into a chore. We're not about that. This game is supposed to be, not just another free-to-play grind fest, right? And so, yeah, there is actually a massive leak. I'll talk about this briefly. Over 88 store bundles have been leaked. And essentially, why this isn't confirmed and why things of this nature are never confirmed, because, it's 343 probably doesn't want to talk about it. Understandable. This is leaked stuff, so, take it with a grain of salt. Whenever it comes, when it actually does launch, then it'll probably be different, maybe, depending on the feedback, right? If we kind of let our voices be known. In fact, 343 does talk about that, but this Reddit post actually breaks this down. They said you will have to spend about $1,035 to buy all the new content coming. And I believe this is actually for the the first season bundle that will be dropping on December 8th. Although pretty much all the content that was coming with Season 1, such as maps and modes, are here. And there seems to be a lot of anger about how the bots have all these armor, all this content that is off limit to players. It's just not here. In fact, I don't think it's that irrational or illogical to say that 343 has actually finished much more content in this game than they have allowed us to play. And they will be dripping basically this content over the next year. Of course, they worked on this game for 6 years. They have a lot more done than what is shown here. They are withholding a lot of content, and the data miners are starting to figure that out pretty quickly. Ugh. So we actually have tons of $5 items here, ranging from all kinds of armor coatings and AI colors. Yes, just AI colors. They want $5 for an AI color. And then we have armor parts. Shoulders are costing $10. Helmet attachments are costing $10. Little charms that you can put on your assault rifle are costing $10 each. Weapon skins, or even vehicle skins here, $10 for a scorpion skin that you might see about every minute at the end of every game, if even, right? You got charm bundles, $15, $15 weapon skin bundles, all kinds of stuff that adds up to $1,000+, and we're just getting started. And I'm really curious on how 343 is actually going to address this in a fundamental way that basically lowers the price and lowers the achievability of getting all this stuff. Think about this. We're also getting the full game launch on December 8th. And by full game, I just mean only the campaign. The campaign is $60 already. And yes, there's arguments out there like, I don't really mind paying, or this game is free to play, so I don't mind spending some money on it, which is a rational thing to say, but this is outworldly. This is absolutely gone overboard. This game is one of the few free-to-play games I've ever seen that is really over-monetized, and I don't use that word lightly. Of course, this game is in, quote, beta, but they're charging us stuff, right? They are taking our money for skins, for armor skins, to rank up, to work through the battle pass. So the saying that this is just a beta, give them a break, they need to make some money somehow. They're already charging us $60 for the base campaign, and then armor coatings are $20. We got shoulder pads that are $15. That cost more than the entire battle pass in of itself. And I haven't really even, talked much about the battle pass and why I think it's a disaster, but I'm pretty much on the same boat as everyone else. I think that this is a disaster, right? This is no bueno. This is bad, right? Really, really bad, you know? And 343 advertising a free event and then have paid items in it is just not true. The idea that a lot of items can only be unlocked throughout just playing the game is a laughable quote. It's so far from being true. And 50 XP per match is laughable. All right, it's just not good. I think that this needs to be more like 100 XP if you win the game, or even 100 XP for just completing a game and then getting that 50 XP for, you know, a lot of people are calling for 150 XP, and I completely agree with that. I mean, this is outrageous. I mean, I don't even know what to say. You know, I've been so overwhelmed just looking at this. And by the way, I have a hot take, guys. Challenge swaps are not rewards, all right? And what makes me worry that 343 was really planning on people to be, you know, grinding throughout this game is how often you get challenge swaps throughout the battle pass. I mean, the idea of spending money just to swap out bad challenges, it makes me think that some of these, like 343 must have known that a lot of people, and I mean everyone, would come across challenges that they didn't want to play. And maybe they were, you know, underestimating the outrage. I mean, only 0.6 people have completed the first weekly challenge. The weekly challenge has not been completed by really anyone. And the additional concerning thing about this is that not only was this system set up to really compensate for players who did not want to play a challenge, these challenges are bizarre. They're very, very hard to achieve. And it so happens that 343 has a monetary gain to get you to hate challenges and to swap over new ones. And originally, you know, right when this game launched, the only way to rank up was through challenges. They wanted you to pay to play this game in a way. And, you know, we're talking about grinding on this game until, I believe Sean W. in his video, he talked about February. It would take until February, another year, until, you know, as well as March 2022 to unlock a lot of these armor pieces in this event alone. And I get that 343 wants longevity. They don't want everyone to get everything unlocked in the first 3 weeks. But that's why you make, you know, a lot of stuff available, not give us the very, very small amount of items that are incredibly hard to unlock. People should not be grinding for a shoulder piece. And, you know, it was getting concerning that 343 actually was not responding to the fan base, that a lot of people did not feel heard. I mean, this is everywhere. I mean, this is all over YouTube. Hundreds and hundreds of thousands of fans are outraged. I mean, if you think about it, they told us that they were going to explain the armor coding as we got closer to launch. They never did. They told us that they were going to explain how this whole microtransaction system would work, or at least it was implied, or, you know, at the very least expected throughout all this time that they would at least tell us a little bit of what to expect. But really, all we got was a vague post about a bunch of really progressive, you know, reasonable, fair goals that they have for the microtransaction and customization system that we got last year that does not represent this current system. And you have to wonder what happened here, right? So let's get to the moment that we've all been waiting for. 343 has responded to all this controversy. Sketch, a community manager at 343, has been traveling so slow to respond, but please know the constructive feedback is being heard loud and clear. Changes will take time, and our priority this week is giving the team a much-deserved break for the holiday after a long final stretch. Thank you for the understanding. So, yes, why I do believe that the team should have a break. You know, they just made it to the finish line. The game is now officially gold, which means it's finished, right? The campaign and, of course, also, of course, the multiplayer. We, of course, should give 343 a breather, right? They probably worked their butts off to get to this point. However, I will say it's very unfortunate for everyone playing the game. It's very unfortunate for Halo Infinite, because this stuff is stuff that should have been addressed yesterday or the day before that, at least talked about, maybe not fixed, but talked about. And these microtransactions were so, this is why you need to set expectations. You know, my friend Sean W always talked about this through the content drought, and as I said, with the content drought personally, I was like, listen, 343, you need to show off the game, otherwise day one is going to be a disaster. And why people were overwhelmed by the fun gameplay, now the honeymoon phase is starting to be over. It's starting to come to a close. People have played many games. They want to get into depth with the game. People are still having tons of fun with the game, but I noticed that the positivity is starting to run dry a bit. It's starting to become gradually less and less every day, and the negativity is becoming into this huge angry ball of anger. And I think 343 should address this, yesterday. So anyways, guys, thanks so much for listening. This has just been my 2 cents, my thoughts about what is going on. This is a good launch so far, other than the progression and the customization, which honestly, these things are fixable. The core mechanics are not really fixable. So I'm glad that they nailed that and that this can be addressed. So I hope that 343 listens. They changed the ranking up to 50 XP. I can't imagine that would be a hard thing to do, to change the number up to 100 or 150 XP per match. But whatever, I could be wrong. Anyways, guys, thanks so much for watching. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to 343 improving this and getting it right. They're so close, man. But right now, gonna be honest with y'all, if you don't care about progression or customization, God bless your heart, man. I mean, my goodness, but a lot of us do. So yeah. All right, guys. I'll catch you in the next one soon. All right. I will update you guys as soon as the next big news comes out about this situation. So see you soon. Bye.